Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Code Canvas. In this video, we will see target CSS pseudo selector in CSS. So the target pseudo selector in CSS matches when the hash in the URL and the ID of an element are the same. So for example, this is the URL and we are adding one hash called content. Okay, nothing will change, but in HTML there is one class content. Okay, and here add id is equal to content as well. Okay, so let's save and reload. So nothing will change, but if you want to target this content area in CSS, you can use this target CSS pseudo selector. How? Go to CSS and write down target and background color yellow, and it's working. Let's inspect, and as you can see, the target CSS pseudo selector is targeting this content ID because the hash content is there in the URL. Let me change this content to content 2, and this CSS will not apply now. Let me remove, and this content is getting applied here. Let me reload, so you can see this target background color to yellow. Okay. So with the generic of a selector, if the URL changes to end in something else like FAQ, for example, the selector would match again and the FAQ element would have this background. So if I change this to like FAQ, right, and target, and it should use this CSS as well. Okay. Let me check why it's not working. Because in id it's still content. Let me change to FAQ, and yeah, so this is a specific FAQ target, right? So you can use a specific ID as well with this target CSS pseudo selector. So when would you use this? One possibility is when you want to style the states. When the page has a certain hash, it's in the state. It's not quite as versatile as manipulating the class names, but it's similar. Anything you could do changing a class to change state, you could do when the element is in target. For instance, changing color, change position, change images, or hide and show things, etc. etc. Right? But there are few rules which you should keep in your mind where and when this target is a good choice. The first is when a state is needed, as we see the state. The second is when the jump down or hash link behavior is acceptable. Okay. And the third one is when it's acceptable to affect the browser history. So when you add any kind of hash in the browser or in a URL, the browser history will get affected. So these are the three rules that you should keep in your mind. And how do you get the hashes in the URL? The most common way is by a user clicking a link which includes a hash. So right now we are just adding this FAQ in the URL, but you can also add one link like let me add one link here, anchor, and href is equal to FAQ. Okay, and hash. So instead of writing this directly in the URL, you can pass this FAQ link in this anchor text, right? So when you click, it will add this FAQ in the URL and the CSS will apply, right? So this is the way you can also add hashes in the URL. Okay, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos, hit the subscribe button. And if you have something to say, please leave a comment. Thank you.